it's a podcast. Yeah, I told you it was. I told you to get loud.
Holy shit.
We're recording this at 11:30 at night, right after we spent how long doing a shoot? 4 hours, 3 hours? Too long. I don't want to say what it is, just in case the sketch comes out before the podcast, or vice versa.
I made a movie too today. I'm pretty tired.
Frank also made a movie today. How many takes did you do for that one, Frank?
Well, I always like to do, several takes because I think it's good to be professional. I did too many, okay?
Yeah, we know you did too many. We just shot a sketch and Frank did 15 question mark takes.
16.
16 takes. Let's just round that up to a nice even 20 takes.
I basically...
He had one sentence.
For those of you who don't know, I am an obsessive compulsive freak, and I basically paid today for whatever I've made my actors suffer in the past today. So yeah, I won't be making too many takes after all.
Tell me about the 34 takes about the guy sitting
One guy, and you can ask. It's too bad because he couldn't be with us today. He's not dead. He just can't be with us. And I think we can edit that.
We can edit that out.
Podcast.
I think we can edit it out and just immediately cuts.
Can we take another take of that?
No, okay.
Take 2 of the podcast.
All jokes aside, the guy had basically he used some alcohol like in the film, of course, and he was drinking some Stinger, which I basically I made like this mix of like what was it? It was Coke and water. Yeah. Phil was my sound guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't said who's on the podcast yet.
Oh, I'm Francis. What's up?
Amanda. Hey.
Nick.
I'm Phil.
Phil just came back from BC, by the way, but I'll just finish what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We can get back to him on that. So yeah. Sorry, that's my chair squeaking. And we can't afford couches anyway. So diluted Coke and water, which I don't understand why I didn't just use like Nestea or something, but I guess I did what I did, and then I had him sip that glass 34 times.
How did you not finish the glass?
Oh, he finished it. He filled it 34 times.
Oh no, I filled it back up.
He drank 34 glasses.
That's disgusting. Yeah. You're actually a monster.
And he didn't even have to go pee after. I couldn't believe it. I had to go pee more
Probably out of
times.
trauma now. Can never look a glass of Coke in the eye again.
The worst.
Good job, Frank.
The worst part is that I was at my friend's apartment, right? And I had to tell his roommate to shut up. And I didn't know them, and they're pretty. They're not aggressive, but they have a temper, right? And so they're 34 takes later. That's like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah.
And then they're getting and I tell my friend who's also in the movie who lives there, and I'm like, oh, that's just. We're not even like a quarter of the way there. And then his roommates heard that, and then
they lost it.
They almost, not on me, but they told his roommate that it's not happening again. And then I still had to shoot another day.
That's
awkward.
And then my friend told me, he's like, listen, he's like, they're not gonna let you shoot. He's like, the only weakness, like the kryptonite for one of my roommates, is cheesecake. So I had to buy a fucking cheesecake.
You're kidding me.
I bought cheesecake and I was left alone.
That's so weird how that happens.
Yeah, but it was like it wasn't a great atmosphere the second time around.
You don't say. That's weird how that happens. Yeah. What was wrong with him sipping out of a glass that he had to do it 34 times?
It was my first short film, and I had obviously no clue what I was doing, and I was just kind of winging it, right? And I had different ideas in mind, and I just it wasn't like it was just him. I took it from several angles. It's not like I wasn't.
You weren't just be like, do it again.
No, it's not like I was unhappy. Sometimes, like I said. Sometimes it was me screwing up with the camera. Sometimes it was I just wanted to see something else, and then I switched angles here and there. And then at some point I realized I'd done 5 different angles, and 34 shots later, well, here we are. And then I still don't hear the end of it. It was 4 years ago.
I hear the end of it because I've never heard of 34 takes for that. I mean, we did 16 takes for you doing one line.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like
it was a run-on sentence, as Amanda so eloquently.
Long paragraph.
It wasn't sipping out of a glass. Let's just say that.
Let's just leave it at that, and you do like a cheeky little.
But for all you movie buffs out there, let me just tell you that the shower scene from Hitchcock's Psycho took a week to shoot. 1 week for about 50 shots.
It was hard to find the right shower, but eventually they cast the right bathroom. They had to buy the person who owned the bathroom a cheesecake first, though.
I don't know, man, but To this day, I'm not. No
You'll
cheeks,
never
no
hear
cheeks.
the end of that. Yeah.
No, and even Jeff, he tells me, he's like, oh, should I sell it? Should I say his name?
Well,
you guys
I mean,
know
like,
anyway, right? Like, it's
no-
too late to cut at this point.
Well, no one's gonna know who
Cut
Jeff
bye.
is. Well, we'll just say like Frank's like friend Jeff who helps. him.
Yeah, it's not his real
Jeff?
name. His real name is like
Jeff. He's just one word, like Prince or Beyonce.
Yeah.
No last name, right? Just Jeff.
the Jeff. Yeah.
The Jeff.
Anyway,
Last name Jeff.
and so yeah, but I mean, it was fun, and
It's a good experience.
so long story short, I've been shooting a long time, and today, and I think we're all a bit like tired. I think.
Yeah, acting takes a lot out of you
Yeah.
when you're in front of a camera.
Yeah.
I did a lot of plays when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
They ran pretty late.
I'm surprised you're not better.
All right, so
I-
we're drinking this wonderful Bell. How do you pronounce
Well,
it?
no, wait, don't. You can't
Belgian?
advertise
I'm
this.
not advertising anything. I'm
Well,
just
you-
saying it's a nice beer.
It's a nice beer.
You're saying,
So we're not sponsored.
we're not.
happy?
Yeah, but like you. Thank you for mentioning, because yes, we're drinking this wonderful beer.
I'm just saying
really
it's
refreshing.
It
doesn't
okay, so
sound
I
like
can't say anything good about anything. And everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, they're sponsored."
No, no,
It's
but
fine.
Man,
like,
this tap water sure is great. Wow,
man,
they're
you're-
sponsoring.
Look, you're
Montreal.
popping into my left ear. Just take it easy. Nick. It's gonna be okay.
I'll be way back here.
Yeah.
For the record, because we have no camera on us at this podcast, let me set the scene for you. We're all crowded around a table, drinking beer, except for Amanda, because she's like our den mother, and we have one microphone hanging from a fan on the ceiling, and so that's how we get our sound.
Yeah,
Fun
and,
fact.
and
So
I
it's
just
classy,
like,
basically.
fun fact. Yeah, I'd just like to mention that Phil's here with us today. He's not usually with us because he was in BC, like we mentioned before. So Phil,
Come
you know,
on.
just,
Welcome back.
Yay!
Welcome back.
Back in Montreal.
Almost survived the whole trip. I see.
Almost, yeah.
so just to give you context a little bit before Phil starts talking about his story.
Oh, God.
Phil
It's too much.
left
Too
last
much.
year. Was it in March or
No,
late
February. Yeah,
It's a long
mid-February.
time.
Yeah, left
Mid-
for a year.
Mid-February. He left for what was supposed to be 2 months, I think, or
Yeah,
three.
for 3.
And then left for 6 freaking months, and then came back, changed. He became a hippie basically.
Wow.
And then no, but
Changed man.
it
Yeah,
changed
changed
man,
man.
for the better.
He's a
I must
changed
say,
man.
for the better.
Oh.
And then and then I knew he was serious about going back to BC and like making a life there, because he traded his beloved 1999 Honda Civic
Beloved
for
Ryan.
Nice,
for a good old like what is it, Chevy.
Chevy Outlander.
Oh, good
van.
one.
I was gonna say, like, did you do something really hippie? Did you trade it for like a song or something like
A
that?
song?
You ever pay for something with a song? Try
Nah.
it. Can we do that one time? Can we
I
have
think
Phil
we
walk
can.
into somewhere and try to pay for something with a song?
Yeah,
We can arrange that.
try it out.
Somebody once told me.
But so yeah, so and then he was supposed to leave. He was supposed to be gone for like a year or two, I think.
Well, from Canada, it's supposed to be
Phil.
leave Canada for at least a good 2 or 3 years. That's sort of the plan. But yeah,
Okay,
left
so,
for 4 months.
so now you're wondering, is Phil, Australian or British or something? Because he's got that
What?
accent. No, it's actually he's from New Zealand. That's what it is. I'm just kidding.
New
We're
Zealanders
just
are
giving
like,
so much false
no.
information.
No,
My
but
false
Phil,
identity, my new identity.
just explain what's been going on, like how it started, what happened after that,
What's been-
like why you decided to go back to Nelson and
Oh, well, no, it's just because, after, I don't know, I guess the experience in BC is just totally different from home. So then you just kind of fell in love with the area, and then just coming back, you just felt like going back again. And then I guess, I had plans of just doing stuff over there. And I guess everything just fell apart and came back. So,
Everything just fell apart, so
Yeah.
I reverted back to
Happy
the
ending.
time where everything was together. That's good. It's healthy. It's healthy.
totally.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna make me one of the most hated people
Here
probably
it goes.
ever.
wait, is it time to censor you or like?
No, you don't listen to me.
Guys, we're gonna go to
I-
commercial.
I fucking hate to travel. I hate it. I hate vacations. I hate
Really?
traveling. I hate it.
What?
I hate it so much.
Why?
I don't want to leave.
Hey guys,
my
wait,
nice-
guys, do you hear that? That's Nick fishing for likes.
I'm fishing. I'm not fishing for anything right now. I don't like traveling. I hate going anywhere. The only place I like going is Maine.
Oh, Maine's good.
As fucking Dan from Game Grumps said, America's second favorite Portland. But I only like
Oh, that's so funny.
I like it because it's a 5-hour car ride, so it's not too long, but it's long enough that it's like a road trip.
Oh, really?
You stay on the beach, wonderful seafood in Maine, and then you just go on back. It's so easy. But then it's like you go to somewhere like Cuba, and you got to get on a fucking plane, and there's always problems with the plane, and they always delay your flight by like an hour.
This,
and now
you're like the definition of first world problem.
No,
You're
I'm
Nick.
not. And then you get on the
Cute,
plane
bud.
and you're seated next to a stranger, and then the stranger, like on the fucking blue moon, wants to talk to you, and you're just like, just shut up, please, dear God, shut up. And like here, on my way back from Florida, this was a couple of years ago. This was 6 years ago. Last fucking time I traveled properly was I went to Florida by plane, and after that I like refused. On the way back, I'd like exit row, like off to the side, like favorite seat, happy as can be, so much room. The little old lady sits next to me, and then she just starts talking to me.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like crap her pants or something.
No,
That would've been
She
fun.
starts talking to me about how long she's lived in Montreal, and I was like, I don't really care.
She's probably lonely.
I don't care.
No, but
I don't care.
You know,
come
I don't
on.
know you.
Look,
Get it, sit,
Respect your elders.
No,
Come
don't.
on now.
Not even the elder.
Come
Could have been a
on.
5-year-old. I would have been like, shut up, brat.
no, but there's so much. There's so
Wow.
much to learn whether you care about their story or not. Like me and Mariah for her. Oh shit, she's not gonna be happy that I say that. But anyway, we were at. I'm just gonna say we were at a store for Halloween. We were looking for like last minute like
Costumes.
well, not costumes, but like
Dress.
clothing items that would fit our costume
Yeah.
because we didn't buy the costume.
What was your
per se.
costume?
We were dressed up as Marty McFly and Jennifer.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh.
Jennifer her
Yeah.
name, right? Okay.
That's
And
Get the name right. That's a good start.
yeah, it's a good start. And then this old lady comes up and she just starts talking about her life basically. I just thought it was really fascinating because not because like it was fun to listen to, just because she's like, oh, back in my day we were lucky to have slippers and we were happy with that at Christmas time. Our kids, they have everything. I can't keep up with those kids, and I'm like,
Aw.
I just love it.
But there's a difference. There's like
What
a
do you
story
mean?
you don't want to listen to, but like is sort of interesting. And then there's just, I've got a granddaughter in Montreal.
She's like trying to set you up.
I was like, yeah, okay,
See what
sure.
a
And she's
surrounding
like,
young lad.
do you live in Montreal? I was like, yeah, well, the flight's going there. Doesn't make any other, it's not a connection, it just goes there. So yes, for all intents and
Deep
purposes.
visiting.
And then it's like, it's that motion of like, it goes slow motion. My headphones go to my ears, right? And like the moment they touch the inner ear, she starts up a conversation. And like, that, me, like not following through on just ignoring her, that's me respecting my elders.
Okay.
That's me like not like,
It's
turning
a
around
fair
and me going,
minimum.
yes.
Good for you. I'm proud.
Yeah, that's about where my patience ran out for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I had-
I hate traveling, old people, and flying.
Yeah, but I mean, I had a
Yeah, I'll get
similar.
you,
I
like-
guess, I guess I had a similar experience. I was getting an oil change done at the dealership. Pardon?
I just feel like this is the most like vague. It's getting a thing done on my car at the dealership.
Yeah,
you know how it
something.
is.
Just any old Tuesday, you know.
One of the various days of the week.
Yeah.
No need for too much.
But then,
information.
and then this guy, he comes, and I'm just trying to I'm actually trying to do homework and because I had some readings to do or whatever for the day before, or not the day before, the day after. Then this guy just starts talking to me, and I'm like, oh shit. And I can't not talk to him. That would just be rude.
Sure you can.
And then he's just talking to me. He's like, what do you do in life? And I'm like, I'm studying film, and it's great. He's like, oh yeah, we need those. Oh yeah, right. I'm like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I'm retired now. I'm like, as if I should know,
Yeah, yeah.
And what were you doing? And he tells me some landscape. And I was like, oh dear Lord, here we go. And then the guy was telling me about his his award-winning garden, and he was super nice, but part of me wanted to believe that he was really happy about it, and part of me was like, oh, this guy is not happy with his life.
Part of
Because-
me wants to believe he's happy. The other part's he just wants validation that he made good life choices.
No, but it's
Oh my
because
goodness.
he was talking to me in French, and every time he was talking about his garden. Oh, that's probably the fridge. Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway,
Loudest
we have appliances. Hate to break it to you.
Oh no, the illusion is shattered.
Oh shit! I broke the fourth wall.
That's why you
Anyway.
never see fridges in movies.
So anyway, he starts talking to me about his garden and about how he and his wife have a whole bunch of flowers and different kinds of flowers. But after every sentence, he kind of crosses his arms and wow, j'aime bien ça. What? J'aime bien ça. But it's because once or twice it's okay, but what? J'aime bien ça. And I'm like,
I
well,
understand
dude.
what that.
Well, it's because he
Oh,
said
cute.
he's like, yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Oh yeah, he's like.
But I'm like, do you
who are
really
trying-
like it at this
Who are
point?
you trying to convince here?
Yeah,
Me or
like-
you?
You really
At first I'm like,
like
oh, it's good, but when you say it so much, you feel like you're convincing. Anyway, I was like,
Yeah, it's like when someone says they're a nice guy. And you're like, well, Are you? Do you like it?
Nick, you seem to know a lot about that.
I do. I'm the nicest guy. Ladies. Men.
Notice no one said
Whoa.
Anybody. Literally anyone. Well, segueing out of that,
Please do.
Please.
I have a complaint about Francis. I wanted to lead it with the complaint, actually.
Lead it with the complaint.
I wanted to lead it with the complaint.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pull an Eminem here and just like say everything that's wrong with me,
No.
but and not
Oh,
give
you're
him
gonna
a
do this
chance.
for the 313?
Yeah.
Too late. There's no chance. Cause
I'm a diva. I get it. And
That wasn't even what I was going for, but alright, thank
well
you.
then, I'm not-
It's a very specific point in time.
I'm not really a diva. Like according to Nick's standards, which are very low, by the way, I am a diva.
Ladies.
But
Anybody.
okay, just say what you gotta say.
I was gonna say, Frank is shooting a short film currently. I don't want to give any details away.
No, please don't.
I won't.
I paid so much money for it, so it would be a shame to see it go to waste.
I won't.
Like a whole $0, guys.
He was. What I will say is he's shooting a short film. He needed the living room of my apartment, and he needed fake blood. So, naturally, when Frank tells me, "Yeah, I'll be there sometime in the afternoon," what that really translates to is I'm gonna be there around 7 p.m. Right? I'm gonna roll up with an entire clue, uproot your entire living room, right? Okay.
And stain your walls.
And then I'm going to stain your walls. For reference, for anyone who might have seen our sketches, you would know by now, because they take place largely in my apartment, that my walls are white. And I had the dim idea that I was going to make my own fake blood, because I was like, there's a great recipe right here. Looks like it turns out great. And it's 95% corn syrup
You didn't
and
follow my recipe, did you?
chocolate syrup. You
No,
give me
actually,
a recipe.
it's one of those recipes you sent me.
Well, it can't
Because
have been. No.
well, yeah, one of them was with corn syrup, and
Yeah.
I swear that's one of the ones you sent me, and I'm like, well, I'm looking for a little something a little less like
Edible.
complicated.
But you forgot the molasses and stuff.
Well, I didn't
Well,
even
turned
buy
out
that.
alright,
I didn't
though.
buy the things. He bought them for me, and I told him I'd pay him back. You think I paid him back?
Yeah, that's true. You didn't.
Yeah.
That goes into my second complaint
Yeah.
about Francis.
Well, if you
So-
guys see the sketch, you'll understand that the personality sketch.
He, yeah.
You know, it's not
I
too
didn't-
far off
we
from the
were not,
truth.
we didn't want to say anything in case this came out before the sketch.
True.
Remember? Right in the beginning?
No.
It looks like we have to scrap the whole thing now.
What a disaster. This
God darn it.
Wait.
Gosh, gee willikers.
Well, just put it after. You guys don't worry about it.
But the best part is, like, so I scrubbed this, like, fake blood off my walls. It's now, like, stuck and it's rock hard. And we're just scrubbing the walls with sponges and soap. And it gets off. Like, it came off pretty fine. So come New Year's, I have some friends over, and one of my friends shakes the champagne bottle and then pops the cork
Oh
with
my
one
God.
thumb. What he didn't expect was a fire hose level of champagne jettisoning itself out of the bottle. He then puts his thumb over the neck of the bottle, like over the lid. And then, so you just have this mist, the shower of champagne going
shower.
everywhere. And then, so when that's done, we're all celebrating. I look up, it's all over the ceiling. It's all over my floor. And I just can't fucking believe in like 2 weeks my apartment has taken such a beating. I got fake blood, I got champagne on the ceiling. Pretty sure like my sockets are just like falling out of the walls. I feel like when I bought the apartment it looked nicer. But then
No.
like, you know, when
Your
someone's-
wall, when we cleaned your wall, it was cleaner than
Yeah.
it ever been beforehand.
That's not true.
I
I
don't-
can't prove that. Prove that. Can't.
Listen, if you guys create a mental picture, the wall was not white when we put the fake blood on, and then it was white after we took it off.
But
You're welcome.
It was like that shade of like starting to get like
light
yellow.
gray. No, it wasn't. It was not starting to get yellow. I think I'm like an excessive
jaundice.
smoker. Yeah, my apartment is
Listen,
jaundice.
I'm creating. I have to create a mental
You're
image for the
embellishing
audience.
a bit.
Of course, I'm embellishing.
You know what?
I'm embellishing. You're fishing for likes. Like, let's be
I'm
real.
not
here.
fishing for anything.
No, like you sound like every
Nobody likes
typical like radio person. So let's talk about the
Hey,
weather.
sports, am I right? But you know what? Talking about my apartment and my shitty apartment, that segues into a story
Oh, yeah?
that I have. That the first week I was in there with Briar.
Okay, I really have a question.
Yeah.
Was I not supposed to talk about the sketch?
Well, that's what we said right in the begining. Said I don't want to say anything because the podcast will probably come out before the sketch, and you're like, yeah, okay, sure. Little did I know you weren't even paying attention.
What a guy.
You know, you think I would learn by now, but really, it's just I was like, this time he means it.
So for everybody out there, well, figure out that the podcast will happen after the sketch. That's all.
There's a mystery personality sketch, unless in which case the personality sketch comes out before this, in which case who cares?
I don't see how hard it is to put it after.
I guess it's not, but I just at this point I realized not to make concrete plans. 'cause
Nick's
they all
giving me the
blow up in my
finger
face.
right about now. No.
Give
he's
me
not.
2. Now I am.
Okay, I've had enough, Nick. Have Amanda or Phil talk.
I want
Yeah,
to
after.
tell my story.
Keep your story. Amanda, you had
going.
you had a great story about cops before.
Oh yeah. Amanda had a story I wanted to hear.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't flow with this
Well,
conversation.
I just
Well,
segued into it, so it's
Frank
gonna
just
have to
cut us
flow.
out completely.
It's a weird segue. Okay.
Everybody's gonna be like,
It's
Frank, this
gross.
is his first podcast. Just takes. Yeah, this is what I do. I take over and I just.
It's your director
Um,
instincts.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not that interesting. It's just like an anecdote, I guess.
Anecdotes are good. Then it's
Anec-
Phil's turn, so it's a,
Antidotes.
Anecdotes.
is it anecdote? Don't you see it? Pronounce the T?
Anecdote.
Anecdotes?
Anecdote.
Anecdotes.
Anecdote.
Anecdotes.
Yeah, say it like that. That's good.
No, how do you say it?
Say
Anecdotes?
anecdote.
Yes.
Anecdotes.
Yes.
Anecdote.
Got it.
I knew it.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to fuck around with Nick a little bit.
That's not true.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
Go on.
So yeah, not too cool a story, just kind of weird. So I was walking to work because I missed the bus as usual, classic. So I start walking and then I see that our whole street is kind of like taped off and like just a bunch of tape everywhere, a bunch of police.
Here or
Yeah,
around
here,
your work?
like right on the street.
Wilson?
Where?
Uh
I can't
oh.
really say where.
I mean, there's a whatever. Frank, you're not very good at this. Anyway,
Well, it
there's
just says she was
named
walking down the street.
I was walking down the
Doesn't
street.
matter. You can name the street.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Pin part?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Wow. So much build up to this, it's just not going to live up to the expectation.
No.
So anyway, so I'm walking out and there's a bunch of tape everywhere, there's a bunch of police officers. Not like a ton, but like, you know, they're walking around
Yeah.
and stuff. It's barred off, but like the sidewalk part is not. So I don't know much about like crime scenes and stuff like that, so I figure if you,
Dun, dun.
I mean, if you don't bar off the sidewalk, it's
It's good to go.
yeah, it's good to go, right? That's right. You
Yeah,
guys-
I would
So there's
imagine
no-
if there's
there's
someone telling me not, if there isn't someone telling me not to walk there, I'm gonna walk there.
Yeah, that's
So
what.
there was no police tape whatsoever.
There was a lot of police tape, yeah.
But where
Okay.
you wanted to walk.
Not across
So
the
wait.
sidewalk. It was
Okay.
extended through the whole
Shit.
street,
Okay.
not the sidewalk. So I was
Wait,
like,
wait. So you're telling me, so like it was just this tape on the street, there's cops everywhere, and you went, yeah, this is probably fine.
So let me with that logic.
Yeah,
my
not a
dad
lot
has the
of
same
street
logic.
smarts.
Yeah. So
So-
if I
Not a
see
lot.
someone's open door to their apartment, I figure, yeah, I can just walk right in, right? Like-
So one time my dad was on the bridge and there were cones all over, and then there was one cone missing, and he still went in. He was like, "Oh," then got pulled over. He said, "Well, there was no cone there."
Basically,
That's
the
that same
thing.
logic is what I'm
Yeah.
understanding.
I know. I'm not proud of it.
And so
I
did you get a
regret-
ticket?
I regret it. No.
You get a ticket? Wait. So I heard the end of the story, so now I know where it goes. It was funny you
No.
say about the ticket.
No, there's no ticket. So I was thinking about taking the detour, but you know it's kind of like annoying because you have to go down and like go around and type of thing. Anyway, I'm already late, and then a bus is coming, but he's like, "Oh no, I'm not going this way, whatever." And so I was like, "Oh, I'll just walk through. I don't see any like active danger, so I'll just like give it a walk through." You know? So then I'm walking through, and then the police officers are laughing. So I'm like, "Oh, they're laughing. Like it's not too bad, you know." So I just keep walking and everything. And I'm like, as I approach, I'm just asking them, like, "Hey, is it okay if I walk through?" Like, not really sure. The guy just kind of looks at me and, like, continues laughing, continues to talk. So I'm like, "Oh, this must be fine." So I keep walking. I'm a bit embarrassed, so I look down as I'm walking, and there's, like, a bunch of blood on the ground. I'm walking through blood all of a sudden, and I'm like, "Oh, my God, I am walking through a crime scene. What the hell?" So that was basically my morning.
Yeah, did you get a ticket, or did you get fucking 20 to life?
Yeah. I don't know. And
The
there was
commission
a-
you must make off of that kind of ticket would be insane.
I have.
I got a little scared and I just kind of ran away after that.
Well,
Wipe
Yeah,
the
I'm
blood
sure
off?
that didn't incite
obviously,
any
obviously they didn't
suspicions.
catch you.
Well, she walked through the crime scene. I saw her pick something up off of the ground and then just bolt in one direction.
How much blood? Like, you think somebody got shot or something?
It
Francis, the
it
forensic
looked-
guy.
This is a family friendly neighborhood. Like, come on, what's going on?
It
here?
not.
looked to me like some type of stabbing or something like that.
Oh.
Look to me.
Oh,
like
just
something
like, you know.
else. Can you say that like a gruff? Can you make a pun out of that, like in like CSI?
Yeah.
Can you be like,
It looked to me like a
One time, I was walking back from school.
well, that logic just goes right through me. Dun dun dun. Oh, I guess that's Law and Order.
So yeah, one time I was walking back from school and I'm on the sidewalk, and then near where I live, where we live after all, there's a pizzeria, and then at some point I see from afar, I see some guy just yelling, like, what the hell's going on? He's in the pizzeria yelling, the lights are closed. I'm like, it's midday, what the hell's going on? And then at some point I see a gun. I'm like, oh shit, fuck me. I'm the only one on my
Walking
side of the
by.
sidewalk. I'm like, I am screwed. And I see cones, but I see like, it's weird because I see people, but like cones in
Yeah,
front
there's
of
like one cone missing, so you're like, I can just walk right into that. I
Yeah,
can grab a slice.
Exactly.
God,
No, no, no.
I'm glad I wasn't in that position. Wouldn't have known what to do.
It's, well,
Do I go in there or do? Oh no, I just stay here. Okay.
and so I see the guy yelling, and then, sorry, hold up. Okay, and then, so he's yelling, and I'm like, oh man, he's not just holding it up; he's ready to shoot people. Like, because in my mind, you hold up the place, you take whatever you need to take, you leave as fast as you can. Like, this guy's yelling and
That's
yelling,
bad.
and like I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I'm kind of freezing. And I'm like, well, and I see these people really close to the restaurant with the cones in front
Right.
of them, and I'm like,
They figure bullets can't go past cones.
yeah, no, yeah, I figured, and then I'm like, well, I guess I'll just, I'm gonna stay on my side of the street, and I'll be stupid about it.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't, like, I was like, that can't be media, there's no way they're doing it live, like, where's the police? And then I'm walking by, and I see, like, people, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm, like, freaking out, and then, sure enough, they were shooting a movie.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
I didn't click
Maybe
until I got right beside there, and then I was like, I felt pretty stupid because studying film, I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. How could I not
Maybe they could have
see
put
that?
a sign up or something like
Like, but, like,
hey,
I
this
s-
is just
I s-
Hey idiot, we're filming.
Yeah, but it's like, I see the cones, I see the people, I was like, what, the media's here? Like, what?
Was it John Wick 2?
yeah.
They were filming it on St. Catherine, weren't they?
I don't know what it was. It didn't seem like a very
Yeah,
high
right.
budget movie.
You didn't know about that?
It seemed like a very film student-y movie.
Film student-y.
Yeah.
But they got a whole pizzeria. That's pretty difficult.
Oh yeah, and I felt so bad for those poor guys. They like day in and day out, they're out there, they're in there working, and I was like, those poor guys, man. They work so hard for their money, and
That's it.
and they're like the
Well,
business,
that's it.
and
The
it's
gun
like
was probably loaded. That's probably how they got them to cooperate. Like, we're gonna shoot our movie.
maybe.
Stop your business. I don't know if that was a rim shot worthy.
Well, it's
Like,
because shoot the movie. It's like,
oh,
Yeah.
Womp womp. Get off. Get out of here.
oh well. So I mean, I'm pretty happy with my first crack at a
Podcast.
podcast,
That's what
man.
it's
I
called.
gave my address.
What time
I
are
gave away a sketch
Give
information.
away your address. You just said on the street over there. Oh no!
No,
Wow,
I
they're
said
gonna
I said
figure it
the
out.
name of the street.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Maybe I just wasn't familiar.
Maybe
with
like
it.
we could do that
Can you
little
say it
censor
again?
bar, like beep, like or whatever. That's
No.
it. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Nah, it'll be fine.
No.
I want all
Listen,
of our
obviously
viewers-
there are things happening around here, crime scenes
No
and
one
whatnot.
gives a shit.
one
yeah,
cares.
where we live.
Fine.
Yeah,
We're not important.
Phil,
to be
Phil, what do you
shot
got?
for.
Phil, what do you have to say about that?
About what?
Like, should we put a censor on me giving my address?
No, you didn't give your address.
yeah,
You just
you
gave
didn't
us
give your address.
It's a
Oh,
small,
street.
it's a small
Yeah.
street. It's a
Yeah.
small street.
But what are they gonna do? Go from apartment to apartment and just be
Yeah.
like, SlvrScreen podcast? Is that you? Is that- hi?
SlvrScreen.
I brought you a pizza with a gun in it.
I heard you like pizza.
I heard you like gun pizza. How long have we been shooting for?
About 28 minutes.
28 whole minutes is getting
Yeah,
on time. We're gonna wrap this up. But can I tell my story first?
No, wait. Let me say something. I just like
Maybe I'll
to.
save it for the
For
next
anybody who's
podcast.
listening, I'd like to advertise my friend Phil. He's a little bit shy. He,
No, I just know what's going on.
as you know, he's
I just
That's
came
all
back
over
from
his
DC,
face,
man.
exactly.
I've been like
As-
5 days on the road, so I'm quite tired too,
Yeah.
honestly.
As you know, he's coming back from BC, and he's a single guy. Nice looking fella.
I see where this is going.
No, it was like going there.
Ladies, men,
It,
anyone?
well, it wasn't supposed to go there, but I figured, two birds, one stone, But he's actually looking for a job in a music store.
Any music store.
No,
doesn't matter.
the look
Could be
he's
a
giving
fake
me, he
music
doesn't.
store.
Nope, not anymore. Never mind. Next
I'll
story.
take it. I don't care.
Well, he'll take
Weird
it,
things
folks.
to do.
What? Advertising?
After, like,
Yeah,
here's my
advertising
CV,
through
here's my
podcasts. I
email.
didn't
Literally,
think
this
about
is his
this.
first
Yeah. Listen, how about you and I would just have a quick chat about do's and don'ts on podcasts? How about that, all right?
We should have
do
done
that
this
from now
before,
on.
yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
I figured it would have just. Yeah, I figured it would just. Not quite.
No.
I don't know what the big deal is. I'm just having a good
Single
time.
and looking for a job. Perfect. All the facets you want in a man. Single, looking for a job, don't have a home, running from the police, addicted to cocaine.
No, but you're not thinking in the long term.
not thinking in any term. I'm thinking, what the fuck are you doing right now?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Every stupid mistake I'm making, you could talk about in the next podcast. This is my first crack at it. You gave me no briefing whatsoever.
I figured you've heard a podcast before.
No, well, I'm
How hard can it be?
not really that interested in this. Well,
Not really interested. And that's a wrap, I
Frank
guess.
grew up just watching one movie his entire life. It was Stanley Kubrick, so that's why he gets the many takes from. We were talking about that, though. We were talking about Stanley Kubrick.
yeah, I'm gonna
does
stop talking right now. So
a lot
I'm
of
gonna let
takes.
you.
Well, as we're wrapping it up, I had a story to tell about my shitty fucking apartment. Within the first week of moving in there, me and Briar, we quickly realized the apartment below us was empty. And there's one thing you really got to understand about how our apartment's laid out. Our door to our apartment is on the first floor, and we're the only door on the first floor. When you open the door to our apartment, there's stairs leading up to our apartment. So the stairs are like part of our apartment. And then there's like an actual ground level apartment below us. And you don't have to go into the lobby to get to that apartment. You can just open the door in the side of the building and go directly in it. So for the longest time, well, maybe like a week or two, it was empty. But what ended up happening is this really sketchy guy moved in, and we were watching him sort of like move in. And Briar and I were just like, all right, whatever, I guess we can't, play loud music or stomp around too much. Don't want to disturb the poor guy. So Briar and I are sitting in our living room, and we're like watching this movie, but we hear our door open, because we left it unlocked, because we had just gotten home, we got groceries or something. Hear our door open, and then someone walk up the stairs, and we're facing away from the stairs, so we immediately look at each other and we're like, who the fuck could be in our apartment right now? And then Briar just, while looking at me with the biggest eyes, he's just like, hello? And then we hear someone run back down the stairs and close the door,
Oh my god.
and then knock. And I was like, okay, what could this be? And then for some reason I was like, it's open.
What?
Opens the door, right? I go down the stairs and I open the door, and I'm not opening it all the way because it's the guy who just moved in. It's the guy from downstairs. And I was like, all right, bit of a weird way to enter my life in general. And he speaks with a very thick French accent, so I'm going to do an imitation of it because I think it's... He basically what I garnered from what he was saying is he got locked out of his apartment. And he was wondering if there was a way he could get into his apartment through our apartment. And I just looked at him, I was like, I could not believe the logic. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I just needed to know, can I get into my apartment from this apartment? No, of course not. Why would that be like a thing you could do? It's like, okay. And then it got weird. Then things got a little weirder. Then he started talking about keys. And I was like, yeah, listen, I can put you in touch with our concierge. She can get you a spare key. No, I made 4 keys and I left them inside, blah, 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 4 keys. Just started saying 4 keys over and over, 4 keys. So I look up at Briar's at the top of the stairs and I'm just like, I don't know how to deal with this right now. And then he asked me if I know where the secret cave is. And I was like, well, okay, so this guy's on drugs. This guy's tripped out on something here. He's asking about the secret cave. He wants to get into the cave. I was like, I don't know. Sorry. I was like closing the door, and he was like, what are you, he was doing that thing where his face is like in the closing door. I was like, no. Locked the door, right? We have 3 locks on our door. I fucking locked all of them. Briar and I left to go to Jazz Fest, which was awesome, by the way, and came back. Guy had set up a patio outside of his apartment on like that tiny 4-foot by 4-foot lawn, was sitting out there, and I, for whatever reason, decided to be nice, which backfired completely. And Briar went into the lobby, and I go up to the guy and I go, hey man, what's happening? And he's like, hey, what? And I was like, yeah, hey, did you get back in your apartment okay? What? The keys? You left your keys on the table? Did you get back in your apartment okay? No, somebody stole my table, but it's fine, I found my cat. I went, okay, so you're actually fucking insane. All right, great, nice speaking with you, man. Later. And I left, and the fucking guy... I couldn't believe what that conversation was. Someone stole his table, but he found his cat? What?
I mean...
And so I've just avoided him ever since. But, like, there have been times where, like, his cat... I was in the apartment alone, and the cat was on the fire escape. He actually owned a cat.
Is that the black one?
Yeah. I sent a Snapchat about it. A snapshot.
Oh.
Little French humor.
Oh.
And so I sent a Snapchat about it, but I didn't know the cat was lost, so I just sort of like opened the window and I was like looking for the guy. Cat went in my apartment, and I immediately just shoved it back outside, and I just closed the window and I said, screw that, I'm not getting involved with that guy again.
It's because you leave your meat on the windowsill.
I don't leave my meat on the windowsill.
That
One time.
Well,
a
one time's
different
enough. One time is all.
Okay,
all
looks
it takes.
like, are we getting to the point where we should
Yeah.
be wrapping up? All right, so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We don't have an ad read to say, like, thank you to this people for sponsoring
I've
us.
already said too many things I shouldn't have said, so I'm just...
Thank you to us for making this podcast for us. It was a really good
So
job,
the
guys.
next sketch is coming. No.
Yeah, exactly. Here's our plan for the next year and a half. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I guess for us, we're going to have a good night since it's almost midnight now. It is midnight. It's past midnight.
It has been a good night.
So good night
See ya.
or good morning. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.